Well, oh, look at there. Well, I thought I'd take you for a little bit different ride. I may be on the wrong road. I don't think so. 236. I'm going to try to take you. I'm going to be like the recycle hooligan. I'm going to drive until I get lost. I've been through here before, but it's been a long time. Yeah, it looks like maybe we're doing good. I haven't been through here in quite a while. It's a cloudy day, and by the way, it took me 84 years to get to this point. I have been trying for 84 years to get here, and I just got here. I was communicating on the other system. I've got a Cena, and when you try to use two different microphones there, to me it gets confusing. We're in some backwoods here. We're in Cullman County. I thought I'd go a little bit different way into Cullman. We're going to go have my birthday lunch today, and probably at the Golden Corral. I'm a creature of habit. You got to watch for cars back in here, and this ain't the smoothest road either. I started to say what happened to my music, but I remember YouTube police are real vicious about music. It's about 91 degrees. Well, you can see over there what the temperature is. It be smoking. Alrighty. You know the law's going to be out. It's only a little over 4 days, the 4th of July, and people have already started partying. They're barbecuing. Well, hell, they barbecue every weekend here. They don't need no excuse for a barbecue in Alabama. If you got a goat, they got a barbecue sauce for it. I remember a 4th of July picnic we went on in 1950. We went on the picnic on the Warrior River my mama and my daddy, and my uncles and my grandma and the family. I'm telling you, they was a lot of us. And we got down there, and they said I can't smell. I've never been able to smell in my life. I mean, I was born without the ability to smell. And but I could see the smoke over there, and I could see it was a fairly large animal. To me, I thought it was a young calf that they had put on the barbecue. But as time went by, some of the folks there said it was goat. Now, I never had barbecued goat at that point. I was only 10 years old. Oh my gosh, was that good. Now, we filled our belly up with goat. We had tater salad, baked beans. My aunt, she called them Boston baked beans. My aunt knew how to bake beans. And so we had all the trimmings and everything, and we were swimming in the river, the Warrior River, and long about 3, everybody pretty well had digested their food. They thought it was time to start making the homemade ice cream. Now, my mama, she was good at whipping up a batch of ice cream. Come on, little guy, stay right there. We'll be happy, you and I both. So she whipped up the eggs and the batter, all the stuff that goes in ice cream. And so they began to turn it in the ice cream maker. It was one of them hand crank ice cream makers, 2 gallons. Well, I was begging for my time. I was over there eating ice with salt on it. They put that rock salt to make the ice just that much colder, make the ice cream freeze quicker. And I kept begging my uncle. My uncle was home from the war, to let me turn the ice cream maker. Well, now it was right up towards the end, and he was a young soldier just home from the war, World War II, and he got me over there and gave me that crank, me being 10 years old. I got a hold of that crank. I couldn't even turn it. I'm talking about I didn't want my uncle to see how sad and pathetic I was. And he put his hand on that crank so the other kids couldn't see that I was such a weakling. And he helped me turn that ice cream maker. Oh my gosh, I tell you, that stuff was so good. I got a law right behind me. Yeah, we're in some kind of a traffic jam or something other. I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, that was a picnic to remember. My God, here comes one of them hill girls. Right there. Yowza, yowza. See how a pretty girl will make you lose your train of thought? Anyhow, I don't care how deep in the woods you go, you'll always find a Dollar General. And I believe that is in any town. If you're in Virginia, Florida, Washington State, Arizona, look here, folks. They got you barbecue right here on the side of the road right here. Look at it right here. There's some good looking barbecue right there. I know that law is going to turn his lights on in a minute. He don't like my action. Right on side the highway, they was barbecuing. And then that's some of the best doggone barbecue you're going to eat. Right here in Alabama. You see a barbecue grill going on the side of the road. And see, we're in an area called Smith Lake. It's a boating area. And all these Sunday boaters, you ain't seen any yet, but they go out there to Smith Lake. Well, people stop by and pick their barbecue up. And guess I should go down another gear. I don't know. I keep dragging along here. They go out there, they stop there and buy their barbecue right there. Now, Cullman County, this is sort of unfamiliar territory to a lot of people. In the South, you have what they call dry counties. Cullman County is dry, but this little community of Good Hope, which is in Cullman County, is wet. You can, yes, buy cold beer, you can buy whiskey. And in the city of Cullman, you can buy all your drinks and adult beverages, but nowhere else. I mean, you go 10 miles away from Cullman, you ain't gonna find no alcohol, and they're just, they're fussy about their alcohol. When I worked with a company, a big government agency that did national defense work, when I'd have a client, I would take him to lunch. And the bar bill would be $600-700. Not for me. There'd sometimes be 10 or 12 people in the committee, in the group. We met in a place one time called Judith Gap. They told us to go to Judith Gap. Judith. So we drove to Judith Gap, and about I guess 30 or 40 people. We had an Air Force base called Malmstrom Air Force Base, but they had us to meet down at Judith Gap about 100 miles away. And oh my gosh, let me tell you, we all had to be responsible for the expense account. You had to go over there to a finance officer and explain. I think we had a limit of like $1,500, no more than $1,500 for a meal, and that's for a meal not of one, but of a crew, a bunch of people. And if we needed more than $1,500, we'd have to have a voucher from the, what was it called, the GSA. GSA would have to write us a voucher. And they had so many vouchers, they wouldn't give you too many of them. But we had a lot of good meals, met a lot of good people. Well, we waited for 2 hours for the base commander. He had to come in from Great Falls, Montana. We're over there at Lewistown, or actually with Judith Gap. And we had to wait for the base commander to show up. And everybody was buying rounds. You know, my division, I was what we called, I was the salesman. I sold the product that we built to the Air Force under contract. And everybody had their responsibilities and they had their jobs. So I'd already spent my budget while waiting. Now I didn't have a big budget like them other boys. They had them unlimited budgets. So the base commander, he rolled in, and oh my gosh, he represents the U.S. Air Force. He is the top dog for that base. He might have been over that whole wing. You know, in the missile field, there's 4 wings, and each wing has a commanding officer. So he was coming over when he rolled in. We're now 2 hours into this buying rounds of drinks and eating these big burger baskets. My gosh, you know, I'm ready to find me a place to go take a nap. And he come rolling in, and you can't leave while he's there because he's the big cheese. You have to wait and see what he has to say, what he wants us to do, what his layout is. It's called the firing order. He had to lay out a firing order. So he brings out his big budget. I'm driving a GSA vehicle. They had sent me out with a guy that was he worked out of the Pentagon. I don't remember what his title was, but he had some kind of a title. And I'd already used up my budget. This guy, he started in talking and buying rounds. And gosh almighty, I'm telling you. I told my immediate superior, I said, hey, I got to check my car in at Lewistown. I've got a 125-mile ride I got to make up to Lewistown. I've got to turn it into GSA. And I said, is there any way you can get me out of this meeting? Kind of like, what if I left my scribe here and let him take notes for me? And you can bring the scribe in when you come in. And he said that would work, so I head back to Lewistown. I mean, there was some dark spots between the time I left Judith Gap until I got back to Lewistown. Woo! I got my vehicle turned in. Everybody was happy. And that was just one of the days of my life. That was in 1977. Yeah, 1977. Wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. Oh, you was like a god out in the field. The sad part about it, when you had to go back, they'd call you back into the house. You'd have to go spend a year back in Seattle. Oh my God, what a boring life. What a boring life. Nobody wanted to go back home. Once you was out, when they called you in from the field, you just couldn't wait for your next assignment. You got to keep in mind, every one of our assignments, when they send us out in the field, was 1 year long, minimum. Well, I see a lot of good parking places here. Well, I successfully talked us all the way to the Golden Corral. This is Motovlogging 101. I've been taught by the finest that I know of. I've been doing videos and stuff since 2007 on YouTube, but I only started motovlogging, where you're actually talking while riding, thanks to some good friends on YouTube. Motorbomb Virginia, he's the one that told me which microphone to get. I tried to style myself after Ray Gregory because he's the happiest human being in the world, and I like to be happy. Recycle Hooligan, he's an all-American boy, Alabama's finest. Dave over in Australia. Oh, there's so many good Australian riders now. Thanks to Dave, I've got a whole bunch of new subscribers from Australia. Well, this is my 84th birthday ride, so with that, we'll say thank you for riding with us. And I hope your day is going as good as mine. God bless you.